Alright, these are the graphic settings for Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. Display mode, full screen borderless. This full screen borderless versus full screen exclusive. There is absolutely no difference when it comes to FPS. In fact, full screen borderless sometimes gives 1 more FPS. Going down, off, dynamic resolution, aspect ratio automatic, VSync off. Frame rate just have unlimited, just so you can just test your frames. And once you find out your average FPS, set your custom to your average. Display 2.2. If you're on a TV, put it on 2.4. Brightness matters on your monitor. Off, off. This is bullshit. Off. Quality. Custom preset doesn't matter. Render resolution has to be 100%. 1920 to 1080p. 100, 256 by 1440, 100. Make sure it's 100. Upscaling, sharpening, 75. Videlics, I don't know how to say that word. You see it. Anti-aliasing, lowest one. I wish we could turn it off. I really do. But the game's like, you gotta have it on. So here we are. We gotta have it on. Video memory scale, 90. Text resolution, normal. This does not have any difference to FPS from very low to low or normal. Unless you're running a really bad GPU. But I'm running a 3080. If you're running a 3070, 3080 or anything higher, normal is not going to affect your FPS. Texture filter, high, does not affect FPS. Nearby level of detail, low. Distant level of detail, low. Cut or draw distance, short. Particle quality, there's low and high. In the previous Call of Duty and Modern Warfare, if you put it to high, you actually got 2 more FPS. If you do it to this game, you're actually going to lose 8 FPS, so I would recommend putting it low. This is 8 FPS here. I've seen a lot of bullshit videos on YouTube already, how you have to put it on high, but you actually have to put it on low. This is 8 FPS. Really important. Particle quality, low. Bullet impacts. This gave me 2 extra FPS when I turned it off. So if you want to see the bullets on the fucking cement, wood or whatever, you're gonna lose 2 FPS, okay? So just turn it off. It's 2 FPS over, you know, fucking images. Shader quality, low. Tessellation, off. Terrain memory, max. On-demand texture streaming, off. This is the worst thing. And like here, watch this. I turn it off, and when I turn it off, they give me a warning to like kind of prevent me from turning it off. It's such a stupid thing. Why would anybody have that on? And then the game comes that. Like when you get the game, it's on. So that should be off. Streaming quality, low. Low. Off. Off. Why do I not have this do anything? Very low. Very low. Screen space shadows off. Spot shadows low, low. Particle lighting low. Ambient occlusion off, off, off. Screen space reflections off. Static reflection quality high. Weather grid volumes off. NVIDIA reflex low latency. Okay, so I think everyone should have on plus boost. This gave me I believe. Let me see. Let me just double check here. It gave me an extra 12 FPS. So I think I had around 150 when I had it on. And then when I turned it on and boost, it gave me up to 162. So that was a big FPS booster. Unless you have the 4090, have it on. But I think 99% of us are going to have on plus boost. Depth of field off. Off, off, off. 0 film grain. I think that's everything there. Just make sure first person camera movement is at 50%. You don't want to have a screen shaking while throwing a stun grenade or trying to aim at a guy. Like, it's just complete bullshit. You gotta have it, like, I wish I could have this at 0%, but 50% is the lowest one. Affected 120. Everyone should have 120 unless you are struggling with FPS. Fucking put it lower. You know, that sucks. Maybe get some more money. Invest in a better computer. Audio mix, headphones. You can have bass boosts, but I'm gonna be trying out headphones. You know, like I haven't really done a lot of testing with headphones and headphone boost with the footsteps, so I'm just gonna go with headphones. And maybe there'll be like, you know, a future video about headphone plus boost. Master volume, I'm just taking the same settings over the old Call of Duty. 24, it's fine. Music volume, 0, because the music in this game is absolute trash. Dialogue volume, 25. You want to hear the operator maybe say something, like say you're playing Warzone and you want to hear the guy say, you know, enemy in the air, you know, that's important information to know. Or maybe a kill streak, you know, in multiplayer. So have him, but don't have him as loud as your teammates. Effects volume, 100. This is important. This is your footsteps, your kill streaks, basically everything. This is important to have on to the max. Hit marker volume, 0. You do not want to have any hit marker volume because in games there's usually a cap of volume keys. So what does that mean? It means they're usually 12 or 16, 24 sounds max. For my example, we'll have 12 sounds max. Say if your teammates are shooting guns and they're running around, and the enemy's team is having fucking footsteps running around you and shooting their guns. So say that's 8 people total, 8 guns. That's 16 sounds right there. And say if it's only 12 sounds that you can hear. So that means you can't hear 4 guys. So that means you're not able to hear 2 enemies running around you and shooting their guns. And they're going to be like, what the fuck? Where's the audio? And it's because of this audio max thing. So you can't really do anything to fix it other than removing hit marker volume, which will give you an extra sound. This could, you know, it's important. So I just have it off. Mono audio, this is only if you're deaf for one ear. Default system unless you have multiple device. Subtitles off. Subtitle off. Voice chat on. I have it in quick settings. That way I can turn it off and on in quick settings. Say if I don't want to hear guys or I don't want to talk to them, I just have it off. Going down here. Push to talk is my T. Really basic. Voice chat volume. I don't know why that's a 2. It should be like 60. You could test your volume to see how it works. Yeah, I don't know. It depends how close your microphone is close to your mouth. And yeah, it's nice to have a microphone test. I don't think they had in the previous COD. Mute yourself with connecting. Who cares a fuck? Juggernaut music off. You know, that goes with the other hit marker sound. Having that Juggernaut music in the background is going to cancel one of the sounds you can hear in the game. For example, if you hear the Juggernaut music, you're gonna maybe miss that guy's footsteps because the game is not letting you hear it because it has a max sound key. Interface. Basic shit here. For, you know, if we go to color customization, you can kind of see these colors here. And honestly, if you're like brand new to the game and you're like a fucking Timmy, I would recommend putting your enemies to yellow. Yellow is the first color human eye. Yellow and green are the fastest colors humans can see. Red is not so much. So I would say if you're a Timmy, put it to yellow. But I've been playing games for years and enemies were always red, so I'm just more familiar with it. But if you're like kind of new, 2-year, 3-year, fresh to the video games, make it yellow. It'll be better. To you'll have faster reaction time to yellow, and that's science. Going down here, vertical heads up display 0, horizontal heads up display 0. So what does that mean? So you know how your map's up here in this top right corner, really high up? It's gonna ever so slightly kind of come down here, more in the center middle kind of thing. A little better in my opinion, especially if you're playing with like a bigger monitor. If you're at a 24-inch monitor, I would say put it to 100. If you're playing at a 27-inch monitor, put it to 0. Minimap square, unless you want to be a total noob, go round. You know, whatever bites your ass. Minimap rotation on, crosshairs on, hit marker visuals. You know, this is for me very controversial because when I play Call of Duty, I don't play any other game with hit marker visuals, but Call of Duty I do because you can wallbang guys and you can tell if you hit them or not using the hit marker indicator. If you have them off, you won't be able to tell if you actually shot them through the wall. But at the same time, for mouse and keyboard, it really sucks because this shit sometimes gets in my way at like medium far range fights, and I might even miss some shots because of this crosshair. Controller, you know, you guys have aim assist, so you don't have to worry about too much, but for me, this is what I always think about. But I'd rather have it on just so I can see if I'm shooting him through a wall. Damage, but hit markers on. Player names. Full name, it's the clan tag and the player's name. You know, that's too much fucking shit on my screen. Icon only, and there's absolutely nothing. Just a dot. You know, you don't even know what your teammate's name is. So I put it to abbreviation because because I get to see the player name, and I don't have to see, you know, a full ass clan tag and the player name. You know, it's just too much on my screen. Abbreviation's fine. Telemetry. I have a kind of a FPS counter, service latency on, packet loss on. You don't need this stuff on unless you want to see if your GPU is bottlenecking or your CPU is bottlenecking. You want to have the times the same, so you want to have it like 2 ms, 3 ms, both of them the same. If say your CPU has 2 ms and your GPU has 9 ms, it means your GPU is bottlenecking, or vice versa. But I know where my GPU is at. GPU sucks at this game. You need a 4090 if you want to get, you know, good FPS. And my definition of good FPS is 200 plus on 1440p. So that's my definition of good FPS. Anything, you know, so it sucks that this game is like making me spend hundreds of dollars on GPUs for a shitty FPS. Really sucks. Skipping introduction movie on, tooltips off, you know, this is basic shit. Network on, hardware on. This, I don't really know what the fuck this means. Do I have it off, which means I will not have motion sickness? Or if I have it on, I won't have motion sickness on. Turning off 3D effects in the menu, backgrounds can reduce. I don't like, it says parallax effects. And then it says turning off 3D effects, so I'm guessing this is 3D in the menus, can reduce motion sickness. So I guess have it off, right? Like, you don't want motion sickness. You don't want to be sitting in the main menu and like seeing this blur or whatever it's gonna make you dizzy. You want to be playing the game for hours. You don't want to have any fucking sickness to your head. Turn it off. Center dot. Honestly, this might be pretty cool. You can have a little dot in the game. It's not bad, and it's like Valorant. You can always have that dot. You know, CS:GO, you always have that dot right in the middle of the screen. It's okay, but when you aim down and sight your gun, it stays with it. So if you're using iron sights, you would see the dot, and I don't know how I feel about that. It's kind of weird. And maybe in the future we can change the color of it, because I'd change it to like light green. I don't know why it's always white. Account and network. Import settings. Cool feature they added. You can import your mouse settings or controller settings over to this new COD. For example, you've uninstalled the previous COD, and now you're like, oh shit, you know, what are my settings? They have an import setting, and it takes 2 seconds to do. It's great setting they added. 2-factor authentication, have it on. I don't know why I have it off, but this is important. Everything in life you do, have it on. Block players, I have it as a quick setting. It's a cool feature. I could just quickly access my block players, see who was the previous cheater. I block cheaters on that. And text chat off. Dismemberment and gore effects off. I think it's good because having this off is good because it'll give you, I'm not sure how many frames it'll give you, but it will give you maybe half a frame at most. But the more important thing about this is that it eliminates distractions when you're playing the game. You know, you can see a guy blowing up, and it's just you gotta see, like, you know, limbs. You gotta see an arm flying, a leg flying. I think it's very distracting. You want to just, I don't want to see that stuff. I'd rather just have him, you know, disappear right away as soon as I kill him. That's the perfect world. But, you know, they want to have the dead bodies lying around, and then me running around the corner thinking it's the enemy player prone and shooting him, and then actually dying to a player. So, you know, that really, I wish that was a feature where player, or maybe in the pros they can, maybe in ranked, when they have ranked, they can have like player bodies just disappear, and maybe have like a little icon that shows where they died, not where I see a body, you know. And gore effects is just completely distracting. So I think having it off is important. Personal preference though. Codecaster, this is just for when you're watching your teammates when you're dead. Say if you're like in search and destroy. Nothing really important there. So this is basically the end of the video. I'm getting around 168 to 170 FPS after a few benchmark tests with the current settings that I have. These are my system information. You can kind of pause the video and read what I have. You know, I'm still gonna probably, my GPU is overclocked right now, but I want to overclock absolutely every ounce and inch, millimeter of that thing. I don't even care if it blows up. I want that thing absolute max, and hopefully I can get 175, 180 FPS, you know. That'll be a dream. I hope you enjoyed the Modern Warfare 2 2009 lobby music. I hope you guys have a good day.